I was living at a different house with a cousin of mine and a friend who was like a brother to me. And one day we were outside just hanging out, and someone had brought up the Earth being a sphere going around a sun. And my friend, who's like a brother, sort of randomly just spout off like, "Oh man, Earth isn't like a ball; it's flat." And I was like, "You crazy, man? Like, what are you talking about?" And then I went on my computer later on that day and started like kind of like doing a little research on it, and it just sort of like all, I don't know, it just hit me. I've been studying, or I'm sorry, researching flat Earth theory for about close to 4 years. I'm more knowledgeable than your average flat earther. I'd want to say it's sort of a circle. I don't know if you're familiar with a Gleason's map, but not a sphere. Imagine like a top-down view. The sun and moon are luminaries. They're lights. I don't believe in other planets. Antarctica, it's a 200 or 300 foot, I guess, ice wall. Antarctica is the ice wall. The North Pole is actually in the center. The sun spins from the wall, spins from the outside in, and then back out. The surface is always flat. You look at a pool of water, it's flat. You look at a lake, it's flat. A bowl of water, it's flat. So at what distance does that become like irrelevant? They can say that we're spinning, but there's no actual evidence of it. I don't feel the earth below me moving, and I'm definitely not spinning 1,000 miles an hour. I mean, even if it wasn't spinning, I would fall off the side of it, I believe. I don't think that there's a group of guys playing guitar, floating around and doing spacewalks outside of this thing going 10 times faster than a bullet. It just seems a little bit, it doesn't make any sense to me. You can't really convince anybody that the earth is flat. It's sort of like, if 99% of society says this color is blue and one person says it's red, everybody, regardless of if it's blue or not, everyone's going to agree with it. I've had people, who are like really close friends with me for like a long time. I mentioned one thing about flat earth and they're just like, you know what, dude, you're crazy, man. I don't know what happened to you, bro. It's, sort of the devil's way to make everyone feel like they're just a speck of a speck of a speck on a little nothing rock. I was an atheist growing up. My parents put me in Christian school, but from the time I was in third grade until I was 27, I was an atheist, largely due to while I was in Christian school, when I was in third grade, the guy who sang "Our God is an Awesome God" had a sleepover with a bunch of sixth graders, and let's just say he didn't come back to school. At that point, like in my young mind, I basically just put it off as like, it doesn't matter what you say you believe. It's more about just being a good person overall. If everyone knew that like we are all that is, will ever be, I mean, I think the world might be a better place.